Hi guys, welcome back to Xcom modded Long War of the Chosen with a few mods in there.
Serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin, heart attack, stroke, and GI tears occur. People 50 and older with the heart disease risk factor have an increased risk of death. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant. Don't settle it? Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq. Think back with yours. AbbVie could help you save.
When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
This is a Fox News alert. Wild footage shows unruly migrant mob and unruly migrant mob scuffling with New York cops at that hotel shelter. Todd Tyro is here with all the details for us. Todd,
newly released body cam footage showing a group of rowdy migrants in Yonkers scuffling with those officers. Cops called to the hotel on Tuesday after workers said there was, quote, an out-of-control guest. While officers
Fuck off.
35-year-old Arnold Kent, others confronted them. While they tried to leave, they say a 24-year-old suspect pushed the officers and blocked the door to the cop car. She reportedly fought the cops while they cuffed her. She now being charged with second-degree assault, obstruction of governmental administration, and resisting arrest. Kent was released without bail and is now charged with menacing, disorderly conduct, and obstructing governmental administration. Meantime, there's this new CBP data showing there have now been more than 46,000 Chinese nationals since the start of fiscal year 2023. Sources telling Fox News that a large majority of them are released into the U.S. and have not been deported, nor have they been removed. Back over to you.
all right, thank you so much, Todd. The Trump supporter who went viral for her hug with the former president and Chick-fil-A just joined Fox and Friends.
It was a learning experience for my students because they were able to see and experience firsthand how the media became more of their perception of an opinion or a person.
More on that interview with Lawrence, but first let's check in with Dana Farina for what's coming up at the top of the hour. Happy Friday, Dana.
Thank you, Amy, for your ray of sunshine. As always, while Congress quibbles over a national security tool, word overnight that a terror watch list suspect didn't cross our border but was released twice. So how America needs to buckle down at the border. President Biden reaches into his magic pot of gold for another $7 billion to forgive student loans. How much is that per vote? President Trump's criminal trial starts Monday. We check in for the big showdown and meet the lady who heard an intruder break into her house and expected to be a reptile. We'll see you at 9.
File 100% free with TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37% of taxpayers qualify. Form 1040 and limited credits only. See how at TurboTax.com. That's me!
Are you satisfied with the results you get from expensive nutritional supplements that don't contain more than 12 minerals? You can't get much benefit from 8 to 10 minerals when your body needs at least 60 minerals to be healthy. Now try Immuno 150 with its 70 minerals in your food. celebrating my 90th with no dementia, no health problems, aches, the pain, the time, and the flexibility I had when I was 60. I've consumed immuno-150 for many years. Still drive a golf ball 220 yards, worked out, weighs up 100 pounds, run, jump, and do about anything I did 30 years ago. I know it's because it was 70 minutes. I look at the 2 videos on our website listed on the screen and consider placing an order online or call our toll-free number. And by all means, check the number of minerals in the product you take. I know you can be just as sharp and as healthy as I am and as good a shape when you're 90 years old if you consume a full spectrum of minerals every day. The 70 minerals are the key. Order now.
I won't Scout play with us anymore.
He has something called osteoarthritis pain. It's joint pain that hurts him all the time. Now, there's Librela, the first and only once-monthly injection to control your dog's OA pain. Veterinary professionals in the industry, Librela, who are pregnant, trying to conceive, or breastfeeding, should take extreme care to avoid self-injection, which can cause allergic reactions like anaphylaxis.
This is the best day of my life.
If you have both Medicare and Medicaid, you may be eligible to get extra benefits with the Humana Medicare Advantage dual eligible specialty plan. All these plans include a healthy options allowance, a monthly allowance to help pay for eligible groceries, utilities, rent, and over-the-counter items. Other benefits on these plans include free rides to and from your medical appointments. So call now. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
In 2 seconds, Eric will realize
Cuts on the house.
Or skip the hassles and sell directly to open doors. When life's doors open, we'll head to the house.
I had 8 UTIs in 1 year. This inspired me and my partner Spencer to launch Eupora. Eupora makes effective urinary tract health products. It truly works miracles. The peace of mind I've been looking for. Go to Eupora.com.
It's just a door.
Once retired, Marcus decided, I will never again work for another man or woman. I've abandoned my corporate phone plan, and I'll get a new plan with consumer selling for a fantastic cost. Let's go, birds. When freedom calls, we're here to answer.
Hi, I'm Kim, and I lost 67 pounds on Golo. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer, food became my comfort. I didn't think I looked pretty anymore, so I just let myself go. I've seen the Golo commercials for a while. What stuck out to me most was there was no celebrity endorser. The testimonials were from real people. What cancer took from me, Golo gave back.
I still love to surf, snowboard, and of course skate. So I take Juno Magnesium to support my muscle and bone health. Juno's extra strength, high absorption magnesium helps me get the full benefits of magnesium. Juno, the brand I trust.
Americans turn to RVing in record numbers as they pursue the spirit of freedom and travel exploration.
The RV community is stronger than ever as family and friends seek quality time together.
Camping World has been a part of the American dream since 1966. Shop over 6,000 RVs for less than $200 a month, only at Camping World. When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
It's like watching a candy store. This is nice. Now everybody can get all this great stuff. T-shirts, hats, mugs, you name it. We even have hoodies.
Shop now at shop.foxnews.com.
This isn't fun. Just samples.
Regardless of what social media says, I know they were trying to make us think we're supposed to hate people, but we don't. And additionally, it was a learning experience for my students because they were able to see and experience how the media can warp their perception of an opinion or a person. It gives you that relatable feeling to where it's like, hey,
Fuck off.
just like you, this is what you said you wanted, here's what I'm going to try to do about it. They really feel like this is somebody who's talking to them and not just saying what they want to hear.
Boris, who is that?
Well, that's Michaela, and she was the young woman that was at the Chick-fil-A that hugged the president. And the liberal press, people that are supposed to be supportive of the community, tried to turn the community against her and the kids that are part of the HBCU.
I thought she was phenomenal.
Why? Because they say if you're black, you shouldn't support Donald Trump.
Not just that you shouldn't, you can't support the former president. And remember, Brian, you know this. Donald Trump historically gave a lot of money to the HBCUs. And she works at HBCU.
And he said, I feel so bad you have to keep coming back every year to ask for it. One of them said you in the program. And number two is historically, it's the Democrats who segregation. It's the Democrats. She took out to keep slavery. You know, as Republicans with the party of Lincoln. Then things reversed in the 70s. And people should at least acknowledge that, which is so insane. Because Joe Biden's past. I mean, Joe Biden's letters on different parts of the sidewalk. We want to walk together to remember that. And those are brought up the first step back. You know, that the president, the former president, should do.
Is she going to elect one Republican or did she change?
We don't know. We only have a limited time. We're going to have a full conversation. But the one thing that she said, she talked about Joe Biden's 90 crime bill. She said Joe Biden locked black men up, and Donald Trump has them released. I mean, it was just a stunning. I understand that person just torching Joe Biden and what he's done to black men. So good.
I was just going to say, speaking of Donald Trump, he's having a meeting today at 4:30 in the afternoon. Speaker Mike Johnson's going to go down to Mar-a-Lago.
Fucking prick.
They're going to be talking about the voting bill, where we make it illegal for somebody who is not an American citizen to vote, which currently is illegal anyway. So it'll be interesting to see what they have to say about it. Pfizer could get passed before they go down. But I think your story played into the story of the NPR editor. Of them saying, why are you not giving Trump a scintilla of air being positive from him? And that's what she's saying. They keep telling us what to say.
You have a busy day today.
Yeah, one day Saturday at 8.
And then
Saturday night.
Yeah.
And radio show today.
As I look back over my career in law enforcement, I would be hard-pressed to think of a time where so many threats to our public safety and national security were so elevated all at once.
Thing you don't hear every day, ominous words from the FBI Director Chris Wray saying the U.S. is facing threats from all sides. And he fears it could lead to a coordinated terror attack here at home, like this one that killed more than 140 people in Moscow. A lot of people consider that low-tech terror. It was. They're just using semi-automatic weapons there. And that was 2 weeks ago today. Morning, everybody. I'm Bill Hemmer. More on that coming up. Hello to you and happy Friday. Nice to see you today.
Good morning. I'm Dana Corina, and this is America's News. It's great to be here with you as we close out the week. One of America's biggest vulnerabilities is the chaos at the southern border. Agents are intercepting a growing number of migrants on the terror watch list, including one from Afghanistan. So she was caught and released not once, but twice. Let's go to Mike Tobin in El Paso to get more. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Dana. That Afghan migrant you mentioned is back in U.S. custody, but only after roaming free in the U.S. for more than a year. A federal source tells our David Spun Mohammed Karwan was picked up after crossing at San Ysidro in March of 23. At the time, he was not on the terror watch list, so he was allowed to go free. But this guy, Mohammed Karwan, was reportedly a member of Islami, that translates to Political Party of Islam, an anti-Western radical group said to be responsible for the deaths of 9 American civilians and soldiers. He was picked up again in February, and for whatever reason, his radical connections, information about it, was not relayed to the judge. So Karwan was released on bail. The DHS says he has now been picked up again. In fact, a statement from DHS last night stated, as soon as there was information that this individual was of concern, he was taken into custody. Meantime, agents in the El Paso sector have already raided 136 stash houses, which is nearly half of the total from last year. Agents say they worry about the ones they don't have to know.
What worries me is that we know nothing about these migrants that are being kept at these stash houses. We know absolutely nothing about them. They could be dangerous criminals. They can be sex predators, rapists.
Yeah, here at the border, the Texas Department of Public Safety reports they picked up a migrant cutting a hole in a fence, and that's the 21st time they've made such an apprehension in the last 3 weeks. Dana?
Mike, I don't know if you'll be able to answer this, but so one of the things that we've learned is that migrants when they're crossing will pay a cartel or a coyote a pretty large sum in order to get across. Can they figure out a way to trace back how somebody like him was able to do that not once, but twice, like where he's getting the money.
Yeah, that is a very difficult question to answer, but keep in mind when he was released, he was already inside of the U.S.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Mike Chauvin. We'll see how that develops.
Holy fuck! What the fuck is with this guy?
Coming up here soon now. Donald Trump's hush money trial begins on Monday, marking the first time a former president faces criminal charges in court. They could take Trump away from the campaign trail for up to 2 months as he runs for a return to the White House. Eric Sean outside the New York Supreme Court gives a preview of what's happening there. Eric, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. The historic trial in the building behind me at criminal court set to start 10 a.m. on Monday. Former President Trump now charged with 34 counts of falsifying business records for hiding $130,000 in payoffs during the 2016 presidential race. The porn star, Stormy Daniels, all to cover up their alleged affair. The former president denies that. He is accused of funneling that money through his lawyer, Michael Cohen, and those funds were used to reimburse him were listed falsely as legal expenses. Witnesses are expected to include not just Daniels, but also Karen McDougal, the former Playboy model, who also claimed she also had an affair with Trump. She was paid $150,000 by the National Enquirer in a so-called catch and kill scheme to hide that. By law, the former president is required to attend the trial, sitting at the defense table, who will keep him off the campaign trail, possibly through early June.
This judge should be recused, and the case should be thrown out. He's totally conflicted. There's never been a judge more conflicted than this one. There has virtually never been anything like it.
Well, that's after the New York State Judicial Commission on Ethics found made clear Judge Ronald Sean, saying he has no conflict of interest. Now, prosecutors and defense will try to find other partial jurors. They, in the jury questionnaire, are being asked if they ever supported the president or any anti-Trump groups, and if they support or are members of the QAnon movement, the Proud Boys, Home Keepers, the Three Percenters, the Boogaloo Boys, or Antifa. Potential jurors will not be asked about their political affiliation or for whom they will vote for in the November election. If the former president is convicted here, he could be sentenced from anywhere from probation to up to 4 years in prison, and he is still able, no matter what happens, to run for president. The trial expected to last through June. Well, back to you.
Thanks, Eric. Eric Sean will come up on Monday. Full coverage then. In the meantime, let's get back to this. 6 minutes past the hour.
The most immediate concern has been that individuals or small groups will draw some kind of twisted inspiration from the events in the Middle East to carry out attacks here at home. But now, increasingly concerning is the potential for a coordinated attack here in the homeland.
Now, as we mentioned a moment ago, Chris Wray with some ominous testimony, frankly, Dana, warning the U.S. is vulnerable to a terror attack like the one in Moscow in a concert hall that killed more than 140 people. Mary Kissel, former Advisor Secretary Mike Pompeo, and Mary, good morning to you. We could look at it from 5,000 feet, or we could take it right to the border. Go to Mike Garcia, Republican Congressman, on this exchange about that.
Yeah, just get a simple yes or no in the response to this question. Does the open border policy make your job easier or harder? Are you safer or less safe as a result of the open border policy?
I've been consistent over the years, frankly, in citing my concerns about the threats that emanate from the border.
Okay.
And as to the long narrative which began and needless to say, I disagree very strongly.
I guess the question is yes or no.
Yeah, well, it's just common sense that if you open up the border, we're not vetting everybody that comes in. Obviously, we're not safe, but we should really take the FBI director's warning seriously, Bill. I think we tend to forget that there have been several terror attacks just in the New York City area over the past decade. I mean, I was a couple blocks when the Chelsea bombing went off. We just got lucky there. The fellow put the bomb in a big trash container that absorbed the impact. We had a truck bomb in Times Square that didn't go off because they didn't set the timer correctly. We had a car ramming in Chelsea. And we have a great global disorder, and we now have places where terrorists can plan attacks again, most notably Afghanistan. So our vigilance levels need to be up, and I think we should take the director seriously.
Mary, one of the things about catching this person twice, like
question, Dana. And the other aspect of this is that we are also always inherently vulnerable because we're a free society. But you layer on top of that all these illegal crossings and an overwhelmed border security force, and frankly an FBI that doesn't just combat terror. I mean, the FBI is going after people who are abusing children and drugs and all the rest. And so it's an agency with a lot of responsibilities. And I think, look, from our point of view, markets aren't getting impacted by this. Investors aren't particularly worried about it. But, it's something that we should be paying attention to. I get a lot of questions.
Yeah, you'll understand where I was going with my comment is that somebody like this, who has enough money to help pay a coyote to get over twice, okay, he's getting that money from somewhere. And one of the fights that you're having in Congress right now is about FISA and about the 702. And part of that is, being able to listen in to whoever he's talking to who might be overseas. Because then you can figure out possibly who else is in the country, who he's coordinating with, if he is coordinating at all, where he's getting the money.
Yeah, FISA is a very important tool. Has FISA been abused? Yes. Does FISA need more oversight? Yes. Back when I was with the Journal editorial board, we were always railing against the FISA courts. It was an unaccountable court, and arguing that we should get rid of that. There are definitely reforms that we need. But again, I just go back to my experience in government, but also to what the director said. We need these tools. They have helped us protect against another 9/11 style attack. But that doesn't mean that we can stop the next one. And it's not just the threat from outside, Dana. Recall the attack, for instance, on Salman Rushdie. That came from inside the United States. There are also people inside the United States who can be, quote unquote, inspired to commit terrorist acts. Yeah. So I think it's right. It's a very dangerous time.
Talk about a tenuous time. Headline from the Wall Street Journal: Biden remembers that Iran is listening. Okay, there's a warning gone out that Iran may respond to Israel for killing about 10 days ago in Damascus. What are you hearing about this? What would be your expectation, knowing when Trump took out Soleimani, the Iranians basically did nothing? And I think they've been roundly criticized for the past several years, saying if you hit Iran, they will not hit you back. What do you think the status of that claim?
Well, that was a different era. We had reestablished and strengthened U.S. deterrence, and so that's why Putin didn't invade another country under the Trump years. That's why Iran was deprived of the money and the resources it had to mount the kind of terror attack that it mounted on Israel last year. My sources are telling me that U.S. intelligence and our diplomatic facilities are on high alert, as they should be. I think it's important to say a couple things about this. First, Bill, if there were a direct attack from Iran, that would be certainly an escalation. Secondly, we have to think about Hezbollah and the role that Hezbollah is playing here. Iran could potentially use Hezbollah as a deterrent to prevent Israel from mounting a counterattack. This is the time when the United States government should be surging resources, intelligence and surveillance, reconnaissance capabilities in Israel, rallying our allies in Europe in particular, but also in the Gulf and the Arab states, to get behind Israel. You have to take this threat of an attack seriously. Iran also has a domestic political constituency, as you suggest. They are likely to respond in some way, but we don't know where. It could be in Israel. It could be on U.S. assets in the region. Recall, we have assets in Lebanon, Syria, Iraq. We have assets in the Gulf. So there are a lot of targets here. But I think the most important thing is not just to say don't do it, but to take action to physically deter Iran from attacking. Because that's the fear, is a widening war in the region. We haven't had that yet. But this is a different era from the Trump era. We're a weakened America, and Iran has more support from the likes of China and Russia that they didn't have just a couple of years ago.
It's a
dangerous situation. I'd like to see more strength out of the White House.
Let's see if we get it. Mary, thanks for coming. Mary Kissel, thanks. I mentioned FISA. There could be a House vote waiting on that. We'll watch the floor right now and see whether or not they get there. So early on a Friday morning, we are taking preliminary votes there on the floor of the House. All right.
What's this?
All
right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Eyes on there. Eyes out there. That's what you're going to do.
And it's the U.S. military's position, our very own Madison.
Also, there apparently
blockers, finding serious medical concerns with everyone, including every
My childhood was ruined, along with thousands of detransitioners that I know through our networks. This needs to stop. You alone can stop it. Enough children have already been victimized by this barbaric pseudoscience. Please let me be your final warning.
My dad believed in hard work, and the farm was the perfect place for determination and profit.
We're taking that our farm home bedding, bath, and apparel at Redland Cotton.
We and we want our products to be made here and seed in the ground.
Go to redlandcotton.com. Order with code BOX20.
Need cash, but worried you can't get a home loan because of your credit? Great news. At New Day, we've been granted automatic authority by the VA to make our own loan approval decisions. In fact, if you've had credit challenges and missed a payment along the way, you're more than 5 times more likely to get approved for the New Day 100 VA cash out loan. No one knows veterans like New Day USA.
Call 1-855-510-4070. Transfer your IRA or your old 401k to Robinhood by April 30th, and we'll give you a 3% boost. With the biggest match of any IRA on the market, Gold gets you the most for retirement. Mr. Revolution Hydro Steam. Smart stomach stain remover and smart pacemaker. This a new breed of clean. With Car Gurus, you can buy or sell your car, in person or online. If only you could do things your way all the time. Wouldn't that be nice? Get it with Gurus.
Oops.
Are you satisfied with the results you get from expensive nutritional supplements that don't contain more than 12 minerals? You can't get much benefit from 8 to 10 minerals when your body needs at least 60 minerals to be healthy. I tried
Save it.
50 with its 70 minerals and 80 other nutrients. I'm Elmer Heinrich, celebrating my 90th birthday as I make this commercial. With no dementia, no health problems, aches or pains of any kind, and the flexibility I had when I was 60. I've consumed Amino 150 for many years. Can still drive a golf ball 220 yards, work out, bench press 100 pounds, run, jump, and do about anything I did 30 years ago. Now, I know it's because of the 70 minerals. Now look at the 2 videos on our website listed on the screen and consider placing an order online or call our toll-free number. And by all means, check the number of minerals in the product you take. I know you can be just as sharp and as healthy as I am and as good a shape when you're 90 years old if you consume a full spectrum of minerals every day. The 70 minerals are the key. Order now.
Americans turn to RVing in record numbers as they pursue the spirit of freedom and travel exploration. The RV community is stronger than ever as family and friends seek quality time together.
Camping World has been a part of the American dream since 1966. Shop over 6,000 RVs for less than $200 a month, only at Camping World.
Saturday, what's happening in America today is the undoing of America.
Ted Cruz discusses the Biden administration's role. Plus, Mike Huckabee and attacks against Donald Trump on Lake Liberty Levin.
Free captured rebels.
They're asking us to reduce the family's medical bills due to hardships. I'm asking you to erase them. Was that funny? We all need to find outside ourselves. I appreciate everything you've done. I'm good at winning at things. Taking no grass anymore.
When an impaired driver killed my brother DJ, my life changed forever. During the pandemic, all of our lives changed, and many of us turned to alcohol and drugs to cope. As life returns to normal, the increase in substance use from COVID has lingered, and some police services report an increase in impaired driving that caused heartbreak and devastation. Now, more than ever, We need your commitment to never drive impaired and to encourage all of your family and friends to do the same. Together, we can save lives.
The last 2 years, the life in online office, it's been really challenging in order to make ends meet. Even the agency that I deal with for those things like food, keeping the cost of food down, health food, groceries, and other necessities that is a need that it gets always done with a smile. Thanks to United Way, communities like myself live in grace and dignity.
19 minutes past the hour now. A new study finding that puberty blockers could lead to significant long-term medical issues. The risks are many that include problems with cancer, and the effects may not be able to be returned. Doctors are concerned as more trans kids are being put on the drugs, and some kids change their mind over time. But the health impacts could last a lifetime, and this is Chloe Cole, a detransitioner.
Let's save this.
I was fast-tracked onto puberty blockers and then testosterone.
And we'll catch you guys next time, all right? Peace out.
Made focusing on school impossible. When I was 13, first testosterone injection. It's caused permanent changes in my body. My voice will forever be